Now, of course, in the emerging markets, there are not as many people online, but of those that are online, you can see toward the left side, there's a lot more red. And really what that means is that people in the emerging markets tend to be much more engaged than those in the already developed markets. Here, in this part of the world, it doesn't feel as exciting to us as it does to them. And that's one of the things that we need to take into consideration as we're figuring out how we address consumers here. So Latin America, while they're not very highly involved attitudinally and emotionally, they do a lot. People online in Latin America are sort of voracious users of the internet and growing rapidly. On the other hand, China is, you could see that they're, compared to everybody else, high on both. High consumption, high involvement. And then down in the bottom right, Sub-Saharan Africa and India, these developing markets, they are really enthusiastic about the possibilities. But yet, they're not doing all that much yet. This represents essentially where people access the internet, the proportion of their time spent using the internet at home, at school, cafes, and other locations, and via mobile. Very interesting is, and not too surprising, is that in these developing markets of India and Sub-Saharan Africa, fairly limited home access. So in those markets, it's very important to take advantage of mobile access. And by the way, if you look at the chart, it looks as though Sub-Saharan Africa is the one that really matters here. But in fact, those rather modestly sized purple chunks up on top in China and India, they're actually pretty important just because of the size of those markets. You've got 300 million internet users and 50 million internet users, so a rather small chunk of those is still a lot of consumers.